The drama unfolds in Parashat Miketz. Yosef's brothers go in search for him, and when they reach the vizier of Egypt, he suddenly questions them, interrogates them, and it says they didn't recognize that he was their brother. And some of the commentaries say, well, because he had a beard now and he did not have a beard previously, so he looked differently. But there were so many clues. First of all, he was speaking to them through a translator, so obviously not an Egyptian. He knew each one of the brothers, their order of their age. There's so many things that just gave away the fact that he was actually Yosef. How come they didn't recognize him? Another perplexing story in this week's portion is Pharaoh's dream. He dreams of 7 skinny cows swallowing up the fat cows, and the fat sheaves of wheat eating up the skinny sheaves of wheat. And the Khartoumim and Pharaoh and his wise men, they can't figure out what's the story when it's really very obvious. It's famine and the years of plenty, they'll be eating up by the famine. So how come they also did not find the meaning of the dream when it was so obvious right in front of their eyes? And the answer for both is similar. For Pharaoh and his wise men, the Nile was so dependent. There was no chance of there ever being a famine in Egypt because the Nile was man-made and controlled by the Egyptians. There's never a chance there will ever be a famine in Egypt, never crossed their mind. They were so locked in to that concept and not able to think that could actually happen. Same thing with Yosef's brothers. They said, Yosef? He's such a misken boy. He's such a troublesome young man. There is no way that he will ever become something important. And therefore, even when he was standing right in front of them, they could not recognize that. How many things in our lives do we deny from ourselves just because we are enslaved to a certain conception? And therefore, we can't see the obvious truth right in front of our eyes. We can't see the possibilities. We can't see our own potential and the unique things that we possess because we think, oh, no, I'm not really worth it. Just some food for thought for this week's Shabbat. Have a Shabbat Shalom.